All right, this is attempt number 3, third time's a charm at this podcast. Let me get that third sip feeling in. Today is Wednesday. The first attempt of this podcast was Saturday. I recorded for maybe about 12, 13 minutes and just kind of gave up because I was doing something else. And then I tried another podcast, or I tried my second attempt a couple of minutes ago and just wasn't feeling it. Had to turn it off, had to complete some things, had to get a moment of clarity, just had to complete things before I was ready to get going here. And here I am with my third attempt. The length of this podcast will not be long. And there were a few things that I felt were important within those first 2 attempts. But man, I think I just need to work on setting aside time to do this. I just like right now I'm doing something in my house. I got distracted, and that just seems to happen every time I turn this podcast on. I don't have you guys as priority, and I'm doing other things, and so I don't know. Maybe we'll make another attempt, But I wrote it down on my calendar that I have to do a podcast today. And I mean, I don't have to. It's not like I'm going to go to jail or get fined or anything. I'm my own boss, but it's just kind of to keep myself in check, to make sure I'm doing what I have to be doing. So I'm happy that I'm attempting it, but I know it was important for me. And then tomorrow I want to do 10 minutes of jumping rope. And that's something that I want to improve on this year for 2025. Happy New Year. How many days late is it? What? I don't even know what the fucking date is. The 8th? Yes, it's the 8th. 8 days late. People are still saying Happy New Year, so whatever. Let me take another sip of this coffee to wake up here. There's my comb. Put this on. What was I saying? Yeah, I just want to get better at jumping rope. I don't know why, but just like out of nowhere, I've been feeling this need to jump rope. It's probably really good for me, and I always kind of considered myself bad at skipping rope, but I don't think I ever gave like a true chance. I think most people are like that with all things they say they suck at. I don't think I gave, or at least me, with things that like I say, I'm not a good runner, but I never got into running and did it. But for some reason, I feel like jumping rope is healthier than running. It's probably safer. You're stationary. And I don't know, for some reason I was on Reddit and was like looking at the jumping rope subreddit, which I'm not subscribed to or following. It just got suggested to me out of nowhere. And people are talking about, it gets to a point where when you're jumping rope, it just feels like walking. And something about that seemed cool. Something just wanted me to get my cardiovascular system up. I still want to bench 225, which would be really hard for me in terms of like strength and stuff like that. But hey, I guess I can put on a couple more pounds just to get stronger. I don't know. I'm just really feeling fitness oriented. I always have, but the spark is there a little bit more. The only thing that I really have to do is make myself a peanut butter sandwich for lunch later. So I'll probably do that on the podcast. The quality of this podcast is downgraded. I am talking to you guys through wired headphones, $20 wired headphones. Sometimes I'll do the podcast through AirPods. Sometimes I'll do it with my $200 mics. Sometimes I'll do it with just the regular phone mic. And the only thing that I've noticed in the 3 attempts of doing this podcast with the mic is if I move around or have the wires tucked in, you kind of hear like a little like clicking noise, kind of like this or something. And that's not too bad. This podcast is just kind of going down the fucking drain to begin with. And I guess within the last two attempts of doing this episode, I said something along the lines of, well, I feel like my job here is done. Nobody's really asking about the podcast or interested in it or wanting it. So I don't have pressure on that. And it seems like my job here is done. It seems like I'm not needed. I'm not necessary for people's entertainment. There's other things going on in the world wide web. And, yeah, it just feels good. It feels kind of liberating. My job, I don't need to be here. I really don't. And it's a good feeling of not, that means everything's good with people. People aren't unhappy to the point where I have to step in. Not to make it all about me. I'm just trying to be funny, but, yeah, I don't know. I've just been doing a lot of reflecting the past 3 days or so. Months, years. It's been a couple of years of me not wanting to get on the podcast, and I don't know, maybe I'm just in a mood or something, but a lot of the times I'm not really wanting to do this, and lately, the past couple of months, it's been like this 2 years, but I feel like the last 6 months or so, that feeling of not being passionate about the podcast have it's risen. It's not my thing. I don't want to force it. I don't want to force anything. I feel like I'm breaking up with somebody. I think that's what I said the first time or second time. And I don't know where to go from here. I really don't. At the end of the day, this is about my mental health and things like that. And other people's, if you want to learn from others or whatever. But I think the main thing I'm kind of taking away from this is that I'm doing well mentally. I feel like I'm doing well. I can't complain. I can, but I think, realistically, things are good. Things can always be better, things can always be worse, but I know I have not lost my mind, I'm not crazy, and I'm able to function in this world, and I think I am a normal person, and I'm pretty happy about that, pretty happy to be a normal person. Let's take another sip of coffee, guys. I don't know what time it is. I was just having a conversation with my wife too about just turning 30 and things like that, and I'm a little older than her, so I have some experience with being 30. She's not 30 yet, but she's a woman, and I feel like women fear getting older more than men. Both women and men fear it physically, but I think it's more of like different forms of physically. I think women is how you physically look, and men is how you physically perform and feel. And as a man, I feel like I still have 10 years left in me, and I was just explaining it with I still feel like I'm improving brain-wise. I'm 30, and I feel like there's things on a skateboard that I can do that I couldn't do at like 18. Maybe I could, but I just didn't practice and get the brains firing off. And I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I'm wasting my time with skateboarding, but at the end of the day, it's about having fun. So maybe I need to stop pushing myself to do things that I can't do, like a tray flip. I just really want to get tray flips down. Anyways, enough about skateboarding. Or, for example, jumping rope. I want to get better at that. I feel like it'd be overall like the lowest risk possible, but the best thing for my health. Especially since I have high cholesterol. I really feel like jumping rope will benefit me significantly. And, you know, I could be 35 and be on a 5-year jumping rope quest, and I'll improve jumping rope more than I ever have at, 25, when you're allegedly at your peak. And I guess podcasting has kind of helped me with my words and speaking with people. Maybe I take it for granted. So now that I'm here, I already knew that this feeling was going to come. Before I got on the podcast, I was just kind of like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But now that I'm here, yapping a little bit, I feel the cylinders in my brain kind of snapping off, and this shit is a little bit, it's a little bit necessary. Some people don't know. Some people don't have the skill. Some people can't talk and feel confident, whether they're messing their words up or not, or just moving that fucking tongue and getting words out and communicating your fucking brain. And some people just go their whole lives on fucking silent mode. And it's like they're trapped, Their soul is trapped because they can't communicate it, man. So they're just stuck in their head. They don't have other opinions. I have the fucking whole world's opinion, dude. I throw this shit out on the internet. Even with YouTube, it's just kind of like up to you to kind of decipher if somebody's just being a hater or if somebody's being real with you. Jumping rope. 30 pull-ups, For my 30th birthday, I did 30 pull-ups in a row. I don't think I was able to do actually, not even trying to brag. I'm really just trying to be critical of myself here. I was able to do curl-ups or chin-ups, the ones where your palms are facing in instead of out. I remember being able to do like 30 of those at like 18. But maybe they weren't the best quality of the pull-ups. That I know in my heart that my pull-up game is so much stronger. And it's from years, over a fucking decade, maybe even 15 years of just grinding pull-ups. Half of my life has been spent doing pull-ups, I do more pull-ups in a day than some people have done their whole life. And then there are people who are just trying to do pull-ups that like really want it. And so it's like, who am I to just get upset? I was doing muscle-ups a couple of months ago. I probably need to get back on my muscle-up game. I fucking fell on my wrist on Sunday and hurt my fucking wrist. And now I'm just like, I can't bench 225 with fucked up wrists, Overall, I feel like all of this stuff is just not too important. Like it's not extraordinary or anything, but if anybody's interested, and I know there are people, I posted a workout, people watch it, things like that. And bottom line, in terms of showing other people, it's just to inspire, motivate people to do all kinds of fitness things and feeling better about themselves and shit like that. But sometimes I just kind of want to unplug and just be like, nobody cares. There's other people doing it too. So I don't know where I stand. Yeah, I've got some things in my personal life I need to do. I need to fix my fucking house. But hey, some people don't have a house. The comparison is the thievery of joy. Comparison's the thief of joy. So I feel like in this episode right now, I'm kind of comparing myself to people, not lower than me per se, but just, maybe I'm just trying to make myself feel better about the things that I already have and can do. But maybe there is that little, I don't think so. If I'm being completely honest with myself, I don't think so. I think I'm older than that, like better than this mentally, to feel jealous of people who have more than me and stuff like that. Like if I were to go out to the skate park or something and I saw somebody ollieing over a cone, doing tray flips, I'm not jealous, I'm like, I don't go home like, fuck that guy, with all this hate. I go home inspired. I was like, I fucking want to be that good on a skateboard. But I just feel like this whole skateboarding thing is just kind of a sickness. I feel like it's the fucking toxoplasmosis in my brain telling me to do risky shit. And you look at some people who are fucking raw at skating and they're not in shape. you know? It's like, do I just want to waste my time and just be this fucking skinny fat guy doing the skating? Skating's kind of gay, dude, but skateboarding's probably the straightest form of skating, you know what I mean? So, I don't know where I'm going with this. I just want to be physically fit to the best of my abilities. Just trying. Or just being out here, just enjoying the fruits of my labor, you know? I don't even have kickflips on lock like that, you know? I can't do a kickflip right now if I wanted to. The only move that I truly feel I have on lock is like a shove it. And to some people, that's good enough, you know? So, I don't know. How much time have we done? I gotta make this peanut butter sandwich. 16 minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna put that first episode attempt on here. Maybe I will. Maybe just for shits and giggles to be funny. There's a lot of fluff in there. I don't recommend watching it until the end or whatever. But let's make a peanut butter sandwich. I have been losing weight lately. I'm at like, I think a couple of months ago, like during the summer, I was around like 140. I was kind of like where I was walking around at. And that was like pushing it. And right now I'm around, I don't think I get past 137. Like 137 is kind of, I'm full. 136 and a half-ish to 134. I think like let's just say 135. That's where I'm at. I've lost about 5 pounds. Is it muscle? Is it fat? I see it in my face though. My face does look a little bit slimmer. And overall I feel pretty good. I feel just right. I feel like I'm in that Goldilocks spot. Not too light, not too heavy. And I guess there's a little bit of me that kind of wants to go a little lighter, but also stronger. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's like I just want to shave fat off and grow and replace that fat with maybe muscle. They say muscle weighs more than fat though. I don't know who they is, but I've learned that all the way in high school and I just never fact checked myself on it. So whatever. I feel a shit coming. I don't know if I said this on the podcast, on the first attempt of doing this, but I took a fucking shit that was like as big as my forearm, dude. Not like width-wise, but lengthwise. It was a pretty long shit, dude. Elbow to wrist. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Let's take another sip, man. I feel like I gotta take a big fat dookie coming up, man. I feel this shit bubbling in my stomach, man. Oh. I got on here. I did it. I'm actually really happy with myself. It might sound crazy. It might sound like I'm giving myself too much credit, but I'm really happy with myself getting on here and doing it. Even though when I woke up, I got up too late. I said I wasn't going to do it, but whatever. I got some extra sleep. It's not the end of the world. Yeah. I want to ollie over this cone, man. This cone is like up to my knee. So it's like I want to ollie higher than knee high level. Which seems doable. Which seems real doable. Oh yeah. What are these? Let's get this out of here. I'm doing some paperwork. Where is my pen? Where is my pen? Got a couple more minutes with you guys before I probably really have to get out of here. I don't know when this episode is going to upload. I don't, if I put the other attempts in here and put it all together, I have to, what's it called? I have to edit it in like Movie Maker, and that'll probably be on my laptop. My girl gave me a 2 terabyte hard drive for Christmas, so that's pretty cool. So far all I have on it is I filled it up with about 1 terabyte of pictures of my butthole. No, I'm kidding. No, I've only filled it up with a video game so far. That's it. But so yeah, I just feel like in my life, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again, if I'm not uploading much, it usually means I'm happy. So I've been pretty happy. I don't upload much because I've got too many toys and just other things going on in my life to keep me happy. And yeah, I just kind of, but I still kind of need to do this a little bit to just, what's the word I'm looking for, stimulate myself in a different way. It's different, so you gotta go out there and do what you do, because you never know how beneficial this is for you. I recommend doing this way more than a podcast. I recommend making your own podcast way more than getting therapy, dude. Therapy just seems like the biggest fucking scam, you know? Maybe I'm just jealous because that seems like an easy ass job. How are you gonna fucking meet this stranger that went to college and tell them about your problems? And what is it, like fucking $500 an hour? You know how much you don't get done in an hour? Come on now, you gotta have I refuse. It's just somebody looking for a fucking payday, dude, to listen to your problems. Who goes to therapy and then they have that fucking gazebo effect of, oh, I feel so much better. Yeah, because you fucking let it out, dude. It's not the therapist. You need somebody to tell you to fucking breathe and how to fucking control yourself like an adult, conduct yourself like an adult. Talk about your emotions, dude. I'm hella against therapy. I don't know. There was a part of me where while I was doing the podcast, I think I was trying to get a therapist or whatever. And that's what I know there's some people that go to therapy actually in my personal life, and they're like, find the right therapist for you and all that stuff. Well, sometimes the right therapist for you is fucking yourself. All right. If you have the money, go for it, I guess. But don't go into debt fucking getting a therapist. It's the dumbest thing ever, man. People are fucking dumb. It's just hard to wrap my head around how dumb people are sometimes. I'm dumb. I'm pretty fucking dumb. Physically, mentally. Let me get this peanut butter sandwich in here. Yeah, but at that, I think I'm just gonna leave you guys, so I'm gonna get it out of here. Bye.